I see through your reflective sunglasses using Wizard the whole time. That's
One hand.
right.
Coming at you today with a rather hot topic, and it's a very, very important topic, and I ask you guys to like the video, to share it, so the algorithm keeps pushing it so it reaches as many people as possible, because that's a very important topic. We don't want GTO bots in our live games, right? Or in your live games. I mean, I'm an online nerd. I'm not playing that much live, but I actually intend to play live very soon. But, you know, I also want to play against weaker opponents, not gonna lie. And I don't really want to play against players who start using real-time assistants and solvers at the poker tables. I mean, what the fuck are we doing actually? And I was stunned how many people are defending this guy. And we're going to be looking into that footage in a few seconds. That he was just using it after a hand or before. He was just checking a hand. It's fucking mind-blowing. Let's first jump into the clip. So in context, this guy on the left is accusing him of using a solver program, and here, and that's why I was so harsh on Twitter as well, he's saying, and you will hear that in a second, he has been using it all the time, and he was not even defending it. He was not, it was just one hand, and he doesn't make the impression to, if I would be him, I was like, at least, because it is definitely worse to use it during a hand, and he does not make the impression to at least clarify, hey, no, I was, just checking a hand from 50 minutes earlier. I don't have 100% proof if he did it during a hand or before, after, but judging based on that video, I would say he even used it during a hand. I would, in his shoes, defend myself. Afterwards, it seemed like he tried to clarify the situation, but like honestly, after realizing what kind of heat I'm receiving for this clip and realizing, hey, maybe using it during a hand is not that good. Maybe he was not aware of it. Maybe he was trying to hide it. But then he realized, fuck, this really makes the rounds. Let's just try to talk myself out. So him afterwards claiming, no, I was just like checking a hand from 15 minutes earlier. Of course he would come up with some stuff just to mitigate it. Anyway, like using that kind of solver, it doesn't matter at the poker tables. It's just wrong. It's like me playing Counter-Strike, having a fucking wall hack on and saying, yeah guys, I just had it with me, like, but I didn't use it. I was just like, maybe here and there turning it on. Like, why? Why would you have a software that is banned online for the exact same game, even at the poker table? It shouldn't be there in the first place. It leaves a backdoor open for anyone that could also use it during the hand. And people have been cheating with way harder restrictions. So just having this opportunity to have this on your lap and maybe like, put in some spots or whatever, even during a hand, like who's really gonna see it? If you're smart and if you place it between your laps, like, dude, come on, really. It is super easy. Let's continue with the clip. So this is the guy claiming that he was using the solver program.
Your reflective sunglasses using Wizard the whole time. That's
One hand.
right.
And then he's just saying, yeah, it was just one hand.
Using GTO Wizard the whole time, bro.
What's your
You're in a
plan?
hand.
And he keeps accusing me. He has been using it all the time. And he's not even making the effort to keep pushing on it and saying, no, it was just beforehand, afterhand, I was just reviewing a spot or whatever. But anyway, I think it's still bad using it after or during hand. And I will elaborate on that after we've watched the footage.
For me, choosing your right to ask you to stop using it respectfully. And you make a big deal out of it. You're acting like I'm the one who's tripping.
You're tripping.
Did you hit the whole
I mean, this is not the behavior you would have when you would think you didn't do anything wrong, right? Like, he just doesn't give a fuck. I also don't understand why these guys are not trying to investigate on him and look at his phone or whatever, or maybe there's some surveillance. I don't know what options you have there. And he's even saying, like, every hand he's using it. And he doesn't care. And I know on Twitter afterwards, like from what I've heard, they went on the spaces and they said he was using it after during a hand. But like, come on. If you really did not use it during a hand, you would try to push harder and like making it clear, at least I did not use it during a hand. Maybe also like afterwards, I don't know. But again, this footage is for me a lot stronger evidence than everything that is being said afterwards. But that's just my personal opinion. So you can go back if you want to watch the footage again. Here's my problem with using real-time assistance at the poker tables at all time. even if you go and have to take a shit. So the point is, and this, of course, this is going to be very hard to enforce, but let's imagine I'm streaming, all right? And you watch my Sunday grind. And, you know, I play early game, $200 tournament, and usually there is a big field. Usually you have a lot of unknowns and recreations, and I have 2 or 3 good recs. And I know the only one that can really hurt my win rate are those good recs. Well, if I stream and then suddenly you see a solver appearing on my screen and I check, all right, I will play 30 big blinds button versus cutoff against this guy, and I will play 20 big blinds blind versus blind against, let's say, pets to my left. And in a few seconds, I have the perfect preflop solution on how to play these decks. Stakes change, no problem. In a few seconds, I can look it up again. While I'm playing a lot of tables, it's going to be very much impossible. And I can even look into some post-flop reports and see how many boards I should lead, how many boards, on which boards I should bet with a very high frequency, which are the lower frequency betting boards, big sizing, small sizings. And yeah, the sizings don't really matter, but understanding which are the more dangerous boards and also understanding the whole preflop ranges. You can basically move from being utterly clueless to being 10 times, 50 times, 100 times better in a few seconds. And you can do that live and you have more time available. Once the hand is folded and they keep playing a pot, you have 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to check all the possible scenarios against good opponents to at least either gain an edge on them or decrease the gap. This is to me gaining an unfair advantage. This is cheating. And I don't understand why we even have a discussion. It's crazy. If this makes the round and no penalties are enforced, I can understand why some losing recs or weaker recs or even recs in general, people in general say like if he's doing it and people on Twitter say this is allowed, I can do it during or after a hand. All right, I'm also going to be doing, I'm also going to be checking some spots. What are we going to do about it? Now, you might think, all right, they're just reviewing some spots. Listen, if someone wants to cheat, he can say whatever. He can, even if he was using it during a hand and just like, you're not going to see what he's doing during his laps. Like he can even have the pre-flop spot open that might come, you know, it's like hand begins, I'm on the cutoff. So I will either start with a flat or a 3-bet, right? So you can already have the pre-flop sim somewhat prepared. And just then the moment the flop comes, you enter the flop. Like this is not so difficult. And when you want to cheat, when there's a lot of money, people will come up with all sorts of crazy stuff to make it easier. So just having this rule in play, it makes no sense. It brings us no advantage of letting people use solvers in RTA. So at least this would stop a decent amount of people from using it, because a lot of us, we obey to certain rules, right? We say, all right, this is not allowed. We're not going to be doing it. And this would already help to not make it accepted or even like socially accepted, because I've seen people on Twitter, well, if you didn't use it during a hand, it's not cheating. Well, to me it is. And this is where this would be one step in the right direction. Usage of your phone during a hand is dead, period. You play a hand, you play poker, you can for sure forget about your phone for a few minutes. And then you can go back at your hand, text with your grandpa, or do whatever you want to do with your phone, unless it's RTA or usage or solver usage. I really don't understand how so many people are actually okay with using real-time assistants and solvers, and you can probably also some smart brains start scripting something that makes it more applicable for live, start selling this shit. Listen guys, I have seen all that shit. Sit and go heads ups. Back in the days, people were scripting crazy bots and real-time assistants that killed the games basically. If there is money involved, people will come up with solutions that we don't have fucking clue about yet. So please take that serious. Do not support that. Also, I think we should also push for solvers having a delay. That would help. Do not support solvers that don't have a delay. That feeds cheaters and people abusing these solvers to cheat online and live. And I think live, it's easier to track, it's easier to enforce. You have people sitting left and right. It is harder, of course, or it is harder for cheaters to cheat. So especially having delay in place, 30 seconds, 1 minute would make things a lot easier. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to share and to like it. It's an important topic, especially if you grind live. I'm pretty sure you want to have at least a somewhat high level of integrity, that you know you're playing against a real human and not someone who for the past 5 minutes has been grinding all the solves and basically has improved in like a few seconds that others would take days or weeks to look up through all the solves and be prepared and learn them and understand them. Because it's like literally just checking it, seeing it, it will stick for a few minutes. You're going to be playing these spots to near perfection when it comes to pre-flop. So yeah, that's not good. That's not where we want to go.